Good afternoon.
Sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. As of now, only 22 students are joined. So, what have you have a lunch? Lunch over here. Okay. Any doubts as of now? We discuss it. So we discussed about basics of network models, protocols, interfaces in last class, and we just introduced an open system interconnection model. So as of that point, if any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will start. We will go with the next sessions, next topic. Shall we?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see my screen?
No, sir.
So in last class, we completed up to this point, right?
Yes, sir.
So that conclude that our open system interconnection, what is the main purpose of OSI? What is the intention of that designing that model, objective of OSI model? The main intention is without considering the type of operating system, the encoding type, and the different types of, even though the multiple devices having their own individual configurations, we are able to communicate those two devices by using this common model, which can establish between two or more devices by using computer network. So it contains open system interconnection was developed by International Standard Organization. According to their perspective, it contains 7 layers. Now the question is, why we need layers for an effective data communication over the network? Why we need layers? A discussion point, why we need layers? To do our task very easy, because it is not possible to handle a big task by a single person. So we divide this entire task into multiple modules and assign assign multiple responsibilities to multiple layers for easy implementation of data communication. While data communication from one device to another device, there are a lot of things we need to consider. What type of encoding technique and what type of technology they are using, what type of operating system they are using, and when they are sending a particular document, what is the protocol they are using, whether they're sending data over the cloud or over the Gmail or over the WhatsApp or the Telnet. Many combinations are there. So we need to consider all those points. So to divide all those tasks to sharing a multiple task by individual module wise, we designed that International Standard Organization OSI model, dividing this entire model into 7 layers. The top model is application layer. You can see this model. Now we will discuss about the individual responsibilities of layers and features. So this is the list of layers. And you know that what is protocol? A protocol is a set of rules that determine how data is transmitted between multiple devices over the network. And what is interface? Interface means the medium existing between layer to layer. This is called interface. Interface. What is the purpose of interface? Because the protocol supported by application layer is different the protocol supported presentation layer. To converting this protocol format to this protocol format with the added features if necessary, that will take care by this interface. This interface. Using these interfaces, the neighbor or adjacent layers helping with each other to converting the source format to destination format and destination format to source format from sender to receiver side and receiver to sender side. The first thing is application layer. So in yesterday's class, we already explained about what are different types of applications available to the user. So if you want, according to the requirement of the user, he can use the different types of applications. The best applications are browsers. For example, you want to open anything by using internet, whether it may be, you can use Android or Linux operating system, Windows operating system, Mac OS. We need to go with the browsers. What are the different browsers are available with us? Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, and Chrome. Many things are there. Many things are there. Using these browsers, we can connect it to multiple sites, and you can connect it even though if you want to open a gmail.com, you need a browser. And it is an app. Gmail app for Android or iPhone. If you go with the browser, we need either these type of browsers. So sometimes examples of browser for video conferencing, for video connection, examples are Skype Messenger, Zoom, Gmeet, Microsoft Teams, many things are there. So we call it as a desktop layer. Here desktop we can mention as a phone display or a laptop display or desktop display. You can install all those applications on those things. So this is the some pictorial representation of this one. See here, human directly interact with the presentation layer and he try to transmit his data. This data may be related to ordering a food item. This data may be related to file transmission. This data may be related to sending a mail. This data may be related to sending a message or an image through WhatsApp. Any application, or booking a cab, right? So this data is booking a cab, and what is this one? This H2. So when we consider this particular point, it is control data, it is actual data. That means, for example, if you want to order a food, control information contains who is source, who is destination. Source means who ordered the food and where he ordered the food. These two details are control data, and actual data is either it is a biryani or a paneer butter masala or something. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Right. And some other responsibilities of specific application layer is network virtual terminal. So there are different types of network virtual terminals are there. We say that PuTTY, SSH, FTP, Telnet, many combinations are there, right? That means from your command prompt, you have one device. Through this command prompt, there is a network virtual terminal applications. You can install it and you can connect to some other computers via internet, and you can utilize the services to yourself. For example, there are many network virtual terminals out there. Virtual network. So I am seeing one of the terminal here. I'm just opening this command prompt. So for example, I go with bookmarks, test site maybe. FTP address, for example, maybe it is available or not, I don't know. So for example, this is IP address of FTP. Any open FTP, file transmission protocol. So here we have a protocol FTP and O IP address. See here. So here it is act as a one protocol. FTP is a application protocol. By using this, we can connect your device to that other device. Username, it is same like as a registration. If you have a registered user ID, then you can enter some user ID. So password is something else. Authentication failed because I didn't register my account ID there. But this is the way. And one more thing is, for example, I want to connect by using Telnet. Telnet is one of the virtual terminal. So I can go with, for example, maybe I already saved some Telnet list of Telnet servers, that IP addresses. For example, I want to connect this one, maybe telehack 23, port number is 23. So I want to open to connect this one. See here, through this particular telnet, we try to connecting. See here, by using we connected to that particular server. And for example, I want clock, CLOCK clock. What is the time now here? So here the things are displayed, but the actual services are, we are not installing any program here. But through this terminal, through this link, we connected to some other server and utilizing those services through terminal. This is one of the type of protocol supported by application layer. You understand this?
Yes.
So I want to click. Done. Exit. Or quit. So these are the different types of commands we can use. And in lab sessions, we will explain next week. Whatever, as of now, I use FTP protocol and Telnet protocol. Through Telnet, we connected to some other devices. So during this one, we connected to some other sources. We try to send some message where we are typing user ID and password and utilizing those services. But those user ID passwords are safe while transmission or not. We will look into all those things in next lab by using some open source monitoring tools. But for time being, first, before you understand all those practical implementations, you need to understand this theoretical approach. So this is something about network virtual terminal to connect your device to other systems. And file transfer, this is the best example for FTP, file transmission protocol, FTP, file transmission protocol, or SFTP, secure file transmission protocol, and access that particular data and management those user IDs and everything. There we can use many types of things are there. Mail services, SMTP, simple mail transmission protocol, or simple group mail transmission protocol. Many things are there. We will explain all those things later in next unit. For example, what is the best suitable application for mail services? Yahoo is there, Gmail is there, Rediff mail is there, Hotmail is there. All these things are based on this mail services only. But by top side, they're looking with the different names, but background process is same. By using those protocols only, they need to implement, they need to customize those things. And directory services, we can store all the information, categorize according to category. Category means all passwords should be stored in one location. All global files should be stored in one location. This is public, this is private. Because passwords are confidential, so we can restrict access. We can give access to public files. So in this way, we can divide multiple directories according to convenience, whether it is accessible or not. For example, if I'm entering a single location, it contains everything. It is very difficult to provide access for public files. It's very difficult to provide passwords for the protected files in a single directory. That's why we're dividing into multiple blocks. Each block contains, it is strictly not accessed. Access is to admins only, access is to managers only, access is to employees only, no one access. Like this way, you can divide different policies. Right. And next one is presentation layer. So the presentation layer is connected with the syntax and semantics. Syntax and semantics of the information exchanged between two systems. The presentation layer is responsible for translation, compression, and encryption. What is the purpose of translation? See here, I just opened google.com. Are you observe this one? Google offered in Hindi, some Telugu, Marathi, Malayalam, Kannada. Are you observe this one? Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So if you click on Telugu, automatically this entire page is converted into Telugu. That means you assume that when you click on the background processes, the presentation layer responsibilities, user need to translate his data to their native language, his own language. So that in that particular combination, system doesn't understand what is Telugu, what is English. But what actually happened is, see, for example, there's by default that Google page displayed in English. But if you want to convert into Telugu, then this English should be converted into common supported format. And again, this common supported format converted into Telugu. That is, this is called binary bit stream. Because before transmission of data, this entire high level page converted into bit stream. Again, bit stream is converted into Telugu format, right? This is called translation. What is compression? What is compression? So when you want to send a particular photo of size 10 MB via WhatsApp. So whether this photo size is exactly 10 MB or less than 10 MB after sharing with WhatsApp, or a video of size 100 MB, you share the same video via WhatsApp to other person. So during transmission at the receiver side, the size of the video is same or less than 100. Are you getting my point? Are you sleeping?
Sir, maybe less than 100.
Why?
Because it takes time to transmit the entire video, so it tries to compress it.
By default, WhatsApp applying some compression techniques. Because it is not possible to maintain that much of bandwidth by WhatsApp. That's why it is by default converting this 100 MB into compress it and send it to receiver without losing much quality. If you observe that through WhatsApp, when you observe that one, the end-to-end encryption, your messages are end-to-end encrypted. You got this message right? I believe that all of you observed this message. When you go to settings of WhatsApp, they mention that your messages are end-to-end encrypted. Yes or no? How many of you are familiar with this message? Yeah, man, come again. You didn't see that one?
Yes, sir. We've seen.
Yeah, right. So that is, here they are applying encryption. Encryption means, I already explained one of the example, converting your plain text to ciphertext. Even though, for example, for computer 1 to computer 2, when we are sending a plain text, there might be a chance of taking this plain text by the third party unauthorized user, and he can misutilize those credentials, and he can act as a customer one. He can act as a computer one, and he blaming, or he try to access all the details of C2. These messages never go to C1. So in this particular context, computer, before the transmission of data, I convert that plain text into ciphertext. I transmit the ciphertext to computer 2. Even though computer 3 or unauthorized users try to access the ciphertext, it doesn't contain any meaningful information. It is in converted format. That is called encryption. So this is something about the presentation layer. If any doubts, you can ask me. You can read this PPT. These PPTs for your sake. I don't want anything. See, these are the things you can take a look of it. Translation, encryption, compression. I'll give you 1 minute of time. You can read this point. If any doubts, you can raise me. And translation, one more example is, for example, I want to send a particular document. I just open this document. This is a Microsoft 365. Because this document, this license version given to Microsoft 365. So I want to save as this document in many formats. docx, docm, doc, .x, .m, .c, PDF format, XCFS, MHT, MHTML. Many formats are there, right? Because your system, when we are saving a document as this one, if you observe that when I am sharing a document by using Microsoft MS Office version, the document is transferred to my students. Best example, I will share one document. .doc format. This is MS Office products. When I send to my section A or data science. Here we have a multiple students, student 1 using laptop and student using desktop, student 3 using Linux operating system, student 2 Android phone, student 3 iPhone. Are you sure all these operating system maintain the same MS Office? Android maybe contains WPS, iPhone maybe contains some other software to read the documents. Maybe this fellow following some 365. Maybe this fellow following some ODS Linux format. They're having different formats of data, but even though when we are sending this MS Office document to this one, that particular person is able to open through Android by using WPS. That means different formats are converted into common format. That is a bitstream. This bitstream is again converted into the format supported by the destination. This is called translation. I hope you understand that. Or any doubts? See,
No doubts.
you read this point. Come again?
No doubts.
Yeah, this point is very important. The presentation layer at the sender changes the information from its sender dependent format to a common format. What is common format? Network supported format. For example, your transmission media is a fiber optics, then it is converted into light or photons. If your transmission media is a coaxial cables, it's converted into electromagnetic waves or radio waves. The presentation layer at the receiving machine changes the common format to receiver dependent format. The best example is we have two different coding techniques, ASCII and DVC-DAC. We can convert this way or this way. It is a traditional example. You can take a look of it. And encryption we already explained. Compression we already explained. See here, we can compress text, audio, and video without loss of data. The next one, session layer. What is session layer? So now tell me, what are the responsibilities of presentation layer? What are the responsibilities of presentation layer?
Translation.
Translation, encryption,
Compression.
and compression. Remember that. And session layer, this layer is responsible for establishment of connection, maintenance of sessions, authentication, and also ensures security. Best example, we take from 1 to 150, we have a CN session. We all are connected to a dialog box that is called through Zoom link. Inside the Zoom link, myself and all my section data science students are joined here. Here in this context, what is authentication? So all of you log in with your Geetham mail ID or other mail IDs.
Geetham, sir.
Without Geetham mail ID, is it possible to enter inside the session?
No, sir.
No, that is only authenticated persons means those who are having a part of Geetham domain, those people only enter into dialog. We are connected, and after connection, we can exchange our information. And unauthenticated persons not possible to enter the session. And here we can follow different communication modes, simplex or half duplex or full duplex. For example, if I am conducting if I am starting my class, so this is called maybe a simplex. It is your convenience. For example, you go with the live stream, or you go with we have some 10,000 participants. It is not possible to address all those things. And that particular combination, that session is mute all the participants and disable chat and disable mic and disable video and everything. They are speaking all the content. Once it is completed, then only they're expecting some answers. In this conversation, we can say that it is simplex. If we take our example, our class example, now we are starting from 1 to 150. So I am explaining something. If any students have any doubt, you can raise a question. So it may be a half duplex or full duplex. Hope you understand this. See here. Session establishment, maintenance, and termination. Establishment means when it starts, when it ends, and who are the participants in this particular session. And dialog control means who can send the data, who can receive the data, whether it is in simplex mode or haptics mode or simple mode. And synchronization, this is very, very important point. What is synchronization? Synchronization means, for example, sender and receiver are myself, Pranti, and section, data science section, right? So today I want to deliver 10 topics. 10 topics. So first I explain topic 1, next topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, topic 5, and so on, topic 10. At end of the session, when I am checking my internet connection, unfortunately, my system is not connected to internet. So what I need to do now? I don't have an internet connection, very low bandwidth connection. And when I'm observing this Zoom call, nobody is there. And nobody is responding. They are disconnected maybe. So in step 2, whether I need to restart my class from task 1 or topic 2 or topic 3 or topic 4 or from topic 10. From where I need to start again? Any smart answer? Do you understand my explanation, what I am trying to address? I'm expecting some interaction from you guys. Otherwise, I will start my class. That's okay. So this topic is completed. Yeah.
So can you explain the question again?
Yeah, that's a good point. For example, from 1 to 150, we establish a session. Inside the session, by using my Geetham mail ID, I entered. Assume that is a Zoom. By using your individual mail IDs, a data science section also entered. We establish a section and we start conversation with each other. I am explaining my classes and you people are listening my classes. That is called data transmission. Now in this particular context, yeah, right, correct. So in this 1 to 150, I need to address 5 topics. I need to complete 5 topics, right? So we establish it between data science section and KK. First, I delivered topic 1. I delivered. And next, topic 2. Next, topic 3, topic 4, and topic 5. Anyways, I completed all the 5 topics from my side. I do not consider a status. Here scenario is, I am not asking whether you are connecting or not. I am not asking whether you are connected or not. I am not asking whether you have doubts or not. I am not asking whether you missed or not. I simply open my Zoom and explain in topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, topic 5. So when at the end of the session, when I check my connection, my Zoom is not connected properly. Our connection failure, our connection halted, our connection terminates, our connection abnormal termination. In this particular context, how can I know how many topics are actually reached to my data science section? That is my question.
So by
How many
asking
topics?
questions.
Yeah, come again.
By asking questions related to each of the topics so that you can know.
So you know that when I started when we start our class, every time after completion of one topic, I'm asking you one question. Are you understood this? If you say yes, then I go to topic 2. If you say no, then I'll explain again retransmission. That is called retransmission, means I will explain the topic 1. Again, I'm taking the acknowledgement from the students. If you say yes, again go to topic 2. This is called checkpoint. Checkpoint. So the checkpoint concept is, first, I connected to data science section. What is my first question every day I need to ask you? In general, what is my first question when I start my class? Yeah.
Up to what topic yesterday we have?
Yeah, am I audible to you? My voice is audible to you? First question. All you said that, yes, sir. Whether my video is visible to you? Yes, sir. Whether my screen is visible to you? Whatever the screen I'm sharing, it is visible to you or not? Yes, sir. If these three questions are satisfied, then only I go to the actual topic. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So these two are called checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, checkpoint 3. Without considering these three things, if I start my class, maybe I myself put myself in mute and I can start the class. Maybe I'm disconnected with my internet connection. I don't know exactly. Maybe I'm explaining everything without sharing my screen. So it is. Can we say that it is an effective data communication?
No, sir.
No. So that's why synchronization means whatever the topics I am planning to deliver, I'm dividing this entire concept into individual slots. Topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, topic 4, topic 5. Once topic 1 is completed, I'm expecting an acknowledgement or a reply from my students, whether the topic 1 is reached to you successfully or not. If you say yes, I mention checkpoint for topic 1 successfully. Again, I completed topic 2. If yes, checkpoint topic 2, yes. And at the time of T3, unfortunately, my connection was reset or disabled or disconnected. When again I am connected to, I connected to Zoom and we are in an active connection. So from where I need to start my class? From which topic I need to explain now, once we up with the connection? Yes, please. Here I mentioned the checkpoint T1 means topic 1 is successfully delivered to my student section. Checkpoint 2 means topic 2 is successfully delivered to data science. And these two I know about because I got a reply from yes for topic 1, topic 2. And while explaining topic 3, I lost my connection. So from where I need to start my class?
Topic 3.
Yes, topic 3. Because of that checkpoint concept. Now, remember this example and read this point. Synchronization. The session layer allows synchronization means the compatibility between sender and receiver. For effective data transmission, sending all the documents is not data communication. Whatever the documents I'm sending, whether all those documents are received by intended receiver or not. If so, then only we call it as effective data communication. If not, I need to verify where I missed the data, which data is lost. I need to retransmit the data again. So syllabus completion doesn't matter for me. Within 5 days, I'll complete syllabus. But how much you learn, that is the matter end of the day. That is called effective communication, right? So see here, the session layer allows a process to add checkpoints or synchronization points to a stream of data. For example, if a system is sending a file of 2000 pages, why 2000 pages means if your network doesn't support to send 1 GB of data at a time, we can divide this 1 GB of data into individual modules and send one by one. So 200 pages, if it is advisable to insert checkpoint or synchronization points after every 100 pages. That means sender, in this context, what I need to explain is sender and receiver. Here I am having 2000 pages, but I am dividing into 1 to 100 and 101 to 200 and 201 to 300, like those things. So first I send 100 documents and I do not send 101 document. That is, my topic is completed. I expecting an acknowledgement from my receiver. Whether all these 100 documents or pages are successfully received by the receiver or not. Receiver verify all the documents, and if you say yes, then only I start the transmission of 101 to 200 pages. For example, I successfully send 1 to 100 yes, 101 to 200 yes, and 201 to 300 yes, and 301 to 400 yes, and 401 to 500 yes, and I'm starting 501 to 600. During this transmission, my connection was disabled are corrupted, I lost my connection. In this particular context, from when my connection is up, from where I need to start my data, where I need to send my data. From which page I need to send my data. Again, retransmission. From starting 1 to 100. Perfect, 501. That is the advantage of synchronization. But if you do not maintain the synchronization concept, we don't know which data is lost. We don't know exactly. How much data I need to send, we don't know. At the time, again, we need to retransmit all the pages at a time. So even though among those all pages, maybe first 200 documents already received by the receiver. And again, I'm sending these 200 pages again. Because of this, we are improving. We are wasting our bandwidth and increasing duplication also. Hope you understand what is synchronization is.
Yes.
Right. Our next one, session layer. This is some of the examples. See here. This is control data. This is actual data. Pages, actual pages, and it contains count 1 to 100. And this is counting. It is not mandatory to maintain equal number of pages. You can mention 100 to 200 also. This is actual data. In the same receiver side also, we are expecting some acknowledgement. If it has happened, then we delivered our particular information successfully. Right. Next, transport layer. What is the responsibility of transport layer? As of now, we deal about higher layer, middle layer, and low layers. High layer means application layer, presentation layer, session layer. Middle layer, transport layer. Low level layer means network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. So this is act as an operating system. And all these called are user apps. And this entire thing is called hardware. Right? So system doesn't understand all high-level languages. These all high-level languages are reached to operating system, and operating system converting this high-level language into binary format. Then the binary data is handled by these 3 layers and giving back to you. This is the process. Now transport layer is the middle of the layer. It is responsible to, this is very, very important point, process to process delivery. Sometimes we call it as a service point address. Service point address. That means device 1, device 2, device 3, and device 4. Here, device 6, device 7, and device 8. It is in Chakapatnam. It is in Hyderabad. So in this case, this is called network 1. This is called network 2. And device 1, device 2, device 3, device 4, all are connected to a same network. Device 6, device 7, device 8, all are connected to a same network. But here the question is, I want to send a data from device 1 of network 1 to device 7 of network 2. So what address I need? What are the addresses I need here? I need device 1 address and network 1 address. I need device 7 address and network 2 address. Best example is, roll number 45 of data science section they need to form a project of roll number 68 of cybersecurity branch. So here, what is 45? What is 68? What is 45? Roll number of the student. That is called, we can assume student means computer. What is 68? Computer 2. But 45 belongs to which branch? Data science. It is called network 1. Cybersecurity, network 2. Yes or no?
Yes.
right? So in this context, again, device 1 contains multiple tasks, process 1, process 2, process 3. Device 7 also contains process 1, process 2, process 4, process 5, process 6. Process 4 will take about printer services. Process 5 will take care about scanner services. Process C will take about process C, assuming a message. In this one, process 1 will take care about internet connection. Process 2 will take about firewall connection. Process 3 is waiting for sending a message. In this context, process 3 of device 1 of network 1 need to send a message to process 6 of device 7 of network 2. Process 3 of computer name is what? Device 1 of network 1. This is actual point. This process they need to send a data to process 5 of device 7 of network 2. In this context, these process to process delivery will take care by transport layer. Device to device delivery will take care by data link layer. Network to network will deliver by network layer. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
I'm getting only one response. What about others? Are you following me or not?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
So if you understand, yeah, 1 second. Okay, I'll explain that. I'll explain clearly. Follow me. So process to process means what is network? Network is a collection of devices. Yes or no? Network is a collection of devices. What is device? What is computer? Collection of applications. So here for each and for application 1, I can say that this is WhatsApp, and this is Twitter, this is Facebook, and this is Instagram, right? So to work WhatsApp properly, your operating system of this computer create a process, PID, process ID, and dedicated to WhatsApp. That is, this process ID will take care about WhatsApp working condition. Again, operating system create a process ID 2 and assign to some Facebook, from Twitter. Again, operating system create a process ID 3 and assign to Facebook. Again, operating system create a process ID 4 and assign to Instagram. That means every application having their own process IDs. Now I want to send a message via WhatsApp. For example, I can say that device 1, here I'm taking device 1. This device 1 using WhatsApp, the process ID is 101. This same device using some Twitter, the process ID is some 206, process ID. It is as like as your roll number. It is using Facebook, that ID is some X, 2X or 209. This is network 1. And network 2, again, like this one, we have different devices, device 4 and device 5. For example, again, device 4 contains a WhatsApp of ID. In this particular network, that ID may be 506. And device 4 contains a Facebook, that ID may be some 799. In this conversation, I want to send a message by using WhatsApp of device 1 of network 1 to the WhatsApp number of device 4 of network 2. My question is, process ID is 101 because here WhatsApp ID is 101. This process is a part of device 1 because device 2 also contains WhatsApp. Device 2 also contains Facebook. Device 2 also contains Twitter. They are having their individual IDs. So 101 of D1 belongs to network 1 need to communicate with 506 process of device 4 of network 2. In this context, whatever the message length, entire message, the entire message delivery from process 1 to process 2 is responsibility of transport layer. The transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery for the entire message. Do you understand this? I'm expecting answers from you. Do you
Yes,
understand this? Yeah, once explain again, sir. That person I'm asking. Do you understand this? Rama. Right. Now, see here. So anyways, so this process is a part of device having some physical address that is called MAC address, device address. This MAC to MAC delivery, device to device delivery is taken by data link layer. Anyways, I'll explain in next classes. And where device is present, that network address, where device force is present, that network. These network addresses are maintained by network layer. So we call it as service point address, that is called process to process delivery. And network address or logical address, that is take care of network layer. And physical address or MAC address, it is taken by data link layer. Do you understand this? If you need this point, see, the transport layer is responsible for the delivery of a message from one process to another. A process is an application program running on a host. It is a device. Whereas the network layer oversees source to destination delivery of individual packets. Packets means message length is 100 MB. So, but this 100 MB may not be possible to send at a time. We are dividing it to 10 MB, 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 and 10 MB. Individual packets. Each packet size is packet 1, packet 2, and packet 3, and packet 4. So it does not. So here, whereas the network layer oversees source to destination delivery of individual packets, it does not recognize any relationship between those packets. That means once transport layer, from transport layer to network layer, the data is converted from message format to individual packets. That means transport layer to network layer, this entire message is dividing into packets. So once all these packets are received by network layer doesn't have any intelligence that all these packets belongs to only one device. It doesn't know. It's simply transmitting everything to destination. At the destination side, that means transport layer of the source, network layer of the source, and here network layer of this destination, transport and destination. So here messages are converted into packets. Packets are transmitted, packets received high. These packets are merged here, assembly. Combining all these packets, and transport layer has a capability to understand all these packets belongs to same device only. It can send to that device only. But network layer doesn't have that much intelligence. It treats each one independently as though can each piece belong to a separate message, whether or not it does. The transport layer, on the other hand, ensure that the whole message arrives intact and in order, overseeing both error control, flow control at the source and destination level. Anyways, in tomorrow class, I will clearly explain what is service point address, what is logical address, what is physical address, and how these related to transport layer, network layer, and data link layer. As of now, any doubts? Because it is a separate combination of the topic. Tomorrow we will complete this OSI model. Any doubts as of now?
No, sir.
No, right. So it's already 150. Right. So I request all the students one thing. What is that is this way of teaching is okay, or do you expect some other things? Once we start with lab sessions, I will explain practically. See, if you remember this theoretical concept, then only whatever the practical sessions I try to address, you are able to grasp it. Otherwise, you assume that this is different, this is different. No. These two are common only. If you're good with the basic fundamentals, theoretical fundamentals, you are easily understand the actual story of the network. If you miss this one, completely it is act as a simple command. You need to by head it. Right? Take 10 minutes break. By 2 o'clock, I will start some basic networking commands. I will use some 20 to 30 minutes of a demonstration of networking commands. You can extend all those commands. You can refer open book system. You can go with Google or anything. You can try to grasp or you can try to explore all those commands and write an observation and upload the same into Moodle box when we got that Moodle access. Okay, take 10 minutes break. By 2 o'clock, we will start networking commands. And I'm expecting some responses from you. I need some comments from you. Everything is good, or is there a change? Can you expecting any change of teaching process? Yes, Venkat, Agnesh, Srinidhi. Yeah, if you have any mic problems, you can post in chat box also. It is very important for me. And see, I am a type of a faculty. I am not giving any easy marks. You can ask your friends. Nobody cross 80 marks. Nobody cross 75 also in labs. No. I put my 100% efforts to reach my concept to you. At the same time, I'm expecting from your side also learn something. If you try something, I will help you. As of now, I'm getting only 10 responses only. Right. Okay. Take a break. We will meet you by 2 o'clock. Because I need to differentiate who is actually put some hard work and who is some neglect persons. So I didn't give marks to that lazy fellows and the neglecting concepts. I clearly distinguish who is good and who is bad. If you're providing all the marks to students, what is the purpose of study? Yeah, sure. As of now, I'm taking maximum some real-time concepts only, some WhatsApp examples, HTTP and protocols, everything. I address all these protocols, probably all these protocols in practical sessions. In next lab, we will start practical sessions, how to connect, how to using FTP servers, how to using HTTP protocols, how to send data from one device to another device. During sending, how to access those data, how can we crack the passwords? I will show you everything. No need to bother. Yeah. Right. Thank you. We will meet you at 2 o'clock. Thank you all. And let's back to our course. So I already upload all these syllabus copies in Moodle. When Moodle is up, you can take a look of it. Otherwise, I will share all those syllabus details into the WhatsApp group also. You need some basics of socket programming before we're going to these network to do advanced programs in lab. We can use either Linux sockets or using Java sockets also. We will together discuss about that one. We'll plan that all things. Today, we will look into some basic networking commands. So as of your knowledge, what are the network commands you are familiar with respect to Windows? Anybody? I request all the students just take a list of networking commands as you know, not Google. As of now, how far you know about networking commands supported by Windows operating system? How can you find an IP address of your system? You can post in chat box also. My voice is audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how can we identify IP address of your system? And what is IP address? How can we get the device address? In network terminology, what we call, yeah, IP config, exactly correct. So those type of commands we will look into. We will look into this specifically in this lab. At most, it doesn't take by 2:30. I will close off my explanation from 2:30 to some 3:50. Please do some practice. I'll explain how to practice and what will be your approach to do all those practice sessions. So I'm sharing my screen. So are you able to see my screen? Checkpoint.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, where we are. Okay, this is theoretical session. We open some practical sessions here, networking commands, right? So direct question. First thing is first command is ping command. So the main purpose of ping command is whether your device is connected to internet or not. Whether your device is connected to internet or not. That it is just like a troubleshooting. So whether your device is connected to some particular google.com or you're able to access Gmail or not, you're able to access Facebook or not. If you're so for this purpose in general, when we use this ping command and followed by your destination website address, whether it is an IP address or whether it is a direct domain name. Domain name means www.google.com. The mapped, because system doesn't understand what is Google, what is Yahoo, what is YouTube. So system understands only numbers. There should be different types of categories of IP addresses. Later sessions, I will address all those IP addresses necessary for your communication purpose from device to device. So by using ping command, I will show you. So we can execute all these commands, either interactive or non-interactive. By using command prompt also, you can execute all these things. So see here. Right. So here, ping, I want to know whether I'm able to access google.com or not. See here. Spelling mistake, right? This one. So this is IPv6 address of Google, 240468. It is one of the format. So at a time, we are sending 32 bytes of data. So in general, it sends 4 packets to google.com. So here we are act as a client and we are act as a sender. and Google is receiver, where I'm sending 4 packets. If you got those 4 packets back, then your network is good. We are able to open google.com and we can look into those things. And this is called the time. Are you able to see this 31 milliseconds?
Yes, sir.
That means reply from 2404680040. This is called the IP address of www.google.com. We are receiving this address that within 31 milliseconds, I can access. I got the reply from Google for packet 1, packet 2, packet 3, packet 4. Packet is nothing but a chunk, a part of the message. See, ping statistics for this particular www.google.com or with IP address. Packet sent 4. From our side, we're sending 4 and received 4. Lost is 0%. So approximate round trip time. Round trip time means for sending and receiving, average time. Minimum is 29 milliseconds. See here, this is minimum. Maximum is 31 milliseconds and average 29. This is ping command for troubleshooting purpose. Now you can read this theoretical point. So the ping command is one of the most often used networking utility, a networking command for detecting devices on the network and for troubleshooting network problems. When you ping a device, you send the device a short message, which it then send back. A simple thing, when I call to my friend, I said, what is the first message I can tell to my friend? Hello. Yes or no? When I call to a particular friend, the first message is hello. Hello, are you there? So if you are there, so are you there? Do you hear me? Dear students, are you there? Do you hear me? I send a message. This is not actual message. This is not actual subject. It is a sample data only, sample packet. See, I receive a packet. Yes, sir. So in this way, our communication established successfully. You said that my voice is audible and my screen is visible. Then I start my actual conversation. That is the main purpose of ping. So how to do that particular ping host name? So first thing, next one, IP config. See here, this is my address. Where is that? So here we are. Just a minute. So here one IPv4 address is 192.168.56.1. And here I am finding one more thing, IP address 192.168.29 and 28. So wireless LAN adapter Wi-Fi, this IP address is 192.168.29 and 28. It contains all the details to identify the present address. And default gateway is what? 192.168.29.1. What is the default gateway? What is meant by this default gateway? Default gateway means, I'll explain this point here. Right. So here default gateway is 192.168.29.1. That is default gateway. And what is my IPv address? 192.168.29.28. So this is my actual device IP address. And maybe 192.168.29.29.30.40 all these range of IP addresses connected to a single router outside. So when you want to send a message to other network, it should be definitely reached to your first router. Direct network edge connector, network edge device, which is connected, which a communication device is connected to actual source address. This is your IP address, and router have a default address that is called default gateway 192.1. This address belongs to router. So whatever the message you want to send outside the network, that first reach it to default gateway. From this point, it can disperse. Do you understand this? Do you understand this?
Sir, can you explain again?
Yeah, right. So are you able to see this command prompt statistics, that is IPv4 address and IP default gateway? Here, many more things are there, but I address only important points for you. Here, IPv4 address is 192.168.29.28. This is my IP address. And here, default gateway address is what? 192.168.29.1. This .1 is default address of your router. That means I can say that device 1 is connected to router 1 and router 2 and connected to some device 2. So here device 1 and router 1. This is router 1 is not actual device. He is not sender, but it is a part of the transmission. I can say that it is a communication device. By using router 1, I can send messages from source device to destination device. So this link, whatever the message you need to, for example, you mentioned that ping www.google.com. That means when you mention ping, we have one device, that device present in some network. This network contains many devices like me, like my laptop. Many phones are there, and my phone is there connected to Wi-Fi. And again, this network is connected to one default gateway. We call it as direct router. You know that for Wi-Fi, you are installing router, right, in your home. Yes, sir. No?
Yes, sir.
That is this address is called 192.168.29.1. This is default way. So if you want to send any message from your network, from your phone or laptop or page or anything to outside the device, you need to send ping. This you want to execute this command. Then a packet need to transmit from your device. My laptop is Lenovo. From your device, I execute this command. So a packet, 4 packets in general. First packet need to send to Google server. So google.com here. So to reach there, first you need to come here, and from router 1 to some router 2, router 2 to some intermediate service provider of Visakhapatnam to ISP of Hyderabad to server or some US server. So in this combination, whether you send a message from Lenovo or pager or any, we can say that laptop or mobile phone, the first packet should be come to which place? This one. First, it needs to come here. Then only it can disperse to many combinations. If you google.com, then it goes this way. If you mention yahoo.com, it may goes to Yahoo server. If you mention facebook.com, it go to Facebook. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, let us see some examples of ping. You can use ping in many ways. If you observe this particular PPT, I will show you some here. You can have a table here. Have a look at this. So see here, ping having many options here, many combination of options. For example, resolve addresses. If you mention option D, what will happen? So your way of practicing questions are like this. If I ping www.youtube.com, by default, how many packets are transmitted? By default, how many packets are sent to the destination website?
4 packets, sir.
By default, right? And by default, what is the size of the data? 32 bytes.
32 bytes.
You can change the length of this data. You can change the length of these packets also. For example, I want to ping continuously. Sometimes the network is not reachable. I want to monitor continuously. When that network is up, I need to get a notification. That time, option D. It is not stop at 4 packets. It's continuously pinging. Unfortunately, here we have a network connection. That's why it's showing everything. See here, I'm sending 32 bytes for 40 milliseconds, 47, 39, packet 1, packet 2, and so on and so on. It is sending continuously. If you want to stop it, control break or control C. See here now, see how many packets we send? 21 packets. Receiver 21. So minimum time 39 seconds and maximum 47 seconds. You can observe here. Minimum is 39 seconds. And what is the maximum here? 47 seconds. Average 39 plus 47 by 2, around 41. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is another option of ping? So, for example, for count hopes, or I can say is send buffer size. For example, option L. Option L. If you observe that, where is that one? When I mention ping space www.facebook.com, for example. So by default, it's sending 32 bytes, right? This time I mentioned I want to send 256 bytes. See here. It sends how many bytes? Are you able to see this or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? See here. So by default, maybe take 32 bytes. So it sent 256 bytes. For example, you want to change 256 as I want to send 128 bytes only. It can go with 128 bytes. In this way, we can change all those things. But why we are changing, in later sessions, we will let you know what is the purpose of those things and why you are sending that one. According to network bandwidth size, at a time, how much bytes it can support to send data. For example, I can mention my size is some like this. Is it possible to send this much of data? See here, bad value for optional, valid range is from 0 to 6550. So we can assume what is the bandwidth size, how much it supports. For connection less, how much it is supporting. For connection oriented, for example, this time I mentioned 2048. Yes, it is pinging star mini color Facebook with 2048 requested time mode, because it is not possible to send that much of data at a time. Request time mode. See here, it is not able to send that much packet. Are you getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Because they must be having some timer. See, if you want to send this much of data, I send 4, but data is lost. So we don't have that much capability. Maybe I restricted to 1024, whether it is supported or not. Yes, up to 1024, it is supported. So by this way, we can assume the network statistics by using this particular ping. And I request to all the students, anyways, I will share this document to you. So count all those things. So for example, by default, it go with the 4. This time I can limit it to, I want to check up to 10 times, 10 packets. I want to send only 10 packets. I'm expecting 10 replies. That option is option M, 10. See here, it can 10 only 10 packets. We can restrict the number of packets also. So it is act as one of the authentication point. When we are sending a particular message, I can set that if you got a 10 packets, then only you assume that it is authenticated. You can assume like that also. So as of now, any doubts?
No, sir.
Right. So I request all the students, try all the possibilities. Some maybe because something we need to do, we have some administrative privileges. So those commands which are not getting, just leave it as it is, but whatever the possibilities, do it all those things. So if you want any help about that one, no need that also, you can just type ping option help. It will show everything. Suppose ping, I want this IPv4 address, must specify www.google.com. It shows the IPv4 address of that particular Google. By default, if it doesn't mention this ping 4 IPv4 address, it's showing IPv6 address 2404.6800. Because if you want to mention ping option 6 IPv4 address, it can show that also here by default. So if you want representing IPv4 address, you can mention option 4. You can get all these points from this help option. See here. Routing compartment for source address to use, ping a Hyper-V network relation provider address. For example, I can mention this as a option P. What will happen? Unable to contact IP driver, general failure. That's okay. It is a deep, because we do not maybe activating those things. So this is something about ping. I can explain some more things about ping, but it is not necessary. And the next second command is ipconfig. Anyways, I will we already showed many things about ipconfig. I execute once again ipconfig. So what are these individual? You try to address, you try to write an observation. When I type IP configuration, internet protocol configuration, Ethernet adapter virtualbox host only network. So wireless LAN adapter. What is this virtualbox? What is this LAN? See here. Here I actually installed my virtualbox here. It contains Kali Linux. Come on here. Come on. See this one. This is my VirtualBox. It contains a Kali Linux. It is also having some address, IP address. Are you able to get my point?
Yes, sir.
So when you look into this one, how many devices or how many virtual boxes we are connected to your system? It shows everything. See here, DNS means domain name server. Here, I'll explain what is DNS is. And is there any wireless LAN adapter local area connected? So I don't have any LAN connection here. It is Wi-Fi connection. So media is disconnected. And LAN adapter, no, it is disconnected. And like this way, you try to, for example, you create a mobile hotspot. I mean to say, connect your laptop by using your mobile and identify what is IP address, whether it is a LAN connection, whether it is a hotspot, whether it is Wi-Fi. And disconnect your mobile connection, mobile hotspot, and connect with the Wi-Fi, and disconnect that Wi-Fi. If you have a LAN connection, connect with the LAN, and identify different statistics, different results, displaying by ipconfig, and write your own observation. It is individual responsibility. It doesn't available in Google, because your IP address is never available in Google. It is your own statistics. I can easily grasp you whether it's doing copying or not. So your responsibility is simply type ipconfig, and you need to address what is this IPv6 address, what is temporary IPv6 address, what is link local IPv6 address, what is IPv4, why we call subnet mask, what is default gateway. Search it, understand it, and write observation into your part. Do you understand what to do? Are you following me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
sir.
think, displaying the result, and you need to understand what it is. You can type the same thing in Google, understand it, and try to map that explanation with whatever the result you got. This is something about ipconfig, and you can mention ipconfig as like this also. What we call, where is this? /all. It shows everything. Wireless adapter. What is description? Wireless AC. What is the capacity of the channel? What is physical address? In the morning, in previous class, I explained about the device address. This one, the device address. DHCP enabled. Yes, enabled. Dynamic host control protocol to verify your IP address and changing your IP address randomly. Auto configuration. IPv6 temporary, link local, IPv4 subnet, lease obtained, at what time it is available, lease expires, at what time it is expired, and default gateway with respect to IPv6, with respect to IPv4, DHCP server, what is DHCP IAED, what is the DHCP client server, What is DNS server? We can take everything. A net bias over TCP/IP. We already explained one of the model, transmission control protocol, internet protocol. It is not necessary, but you need to know. Those who are becoming network administrators, those who are to complete some certification course in CCNA, those who want to settle as a cyber security experts, this is the time. This is the time. Understand it, enable it. If you know the basic fundamentals, where actual data existed, where we need to get the data, then you are able to analyze what actually doing, what are the open ports, what are the closed ports, which port using for connecting FTP, which port using for connecting telnet. You need to understand everything, each and every point. As of now, any doubts? As of now, any doubts? No. Okay. And next is a very simple name, host name. This is your address. Desktop 61RDJ98. This is host name or your device address, device name. You can type same thing in our system. It may change. It is other thing. I'm closing my virtual box. It is. The next one is getMAC. GetMAC means, see here. What is getMAC? You can observe this point here. See here, physical address. What is physical address? 60F262.5F. It is same as your MAC, media access control. See 60F262.F61. These two are, one is for your physical address of the device, and background is other combination. BIOS address or virtual box device address also sometimes. And next one, ARP. You know, address resolution protocol, ARP option A. It has many options. What is internet address? What is the type of your connection? Dynamic or static? Dynamic means it is changing continuously. What is the interface existed here? What is physical address of the device? What is subnet mask? You need to understand everything here, right? ARP, address resolution protocol. So this is used for showing the address resolution cache. This command must be used with the command line switch. ARP is the most common. And next one is NS lookup. NS lookup means system understands only IP addresses. We understand only high level domain names. So NS network simulator lookup of www.google.com. See here, it shows who is the server for them. But through this server I'm connecting, and what is the address of that reliance, because I have a geo fiber and non-authoritative answer. There's a name is Google, IP address is two addresses. One is IPv6, one is IPv4. If you want to mention for youtube.com, it's showing like this. See, we have these many addresses. These many addresses. If you want for Facebook, we have these many addresses, right? So it contains many things. So user for checking DNS record entries. DNS record entry means in general, when you mention the high level address, high level DNS, the DNS concept is what is domain name server concept is. It is important topic only from current slide. So here DNS domain name server. Here we have two things: user perspective and machine perspective. Machine understands only numbers. User because when we are connected to internet, there are a lot of sites. For example, if you want to open a Gmail application, do you know what is the Gmail IP address? Is it possible to remember the Gmail address, Gmail IP address?
No,
Is
sir.
it possible to remember? Every time it is not possible, right?
No,
We
sir.
can simply come again. Yeah, no. You can simply, you know, only Gmail, www.gmail.com. You know that one. You know, is it possible to remember at Facebook address? No, simply fb.com, twitter.com. But the Gmail, FB, Twitter, all these things are doesn't know by the machine. So DNS, it create a map. It create a map between user views and machine views. User enter Google here, there should be a mapping IP address here. User enter Yahoo here, there should be a mapping IP address here. User enter Twitter, there should be a mapping address. This mapping is called domain name server. So when you type this one, it is automatically look up the equivalent IP address. So machine doesn't know Google, but DNS take care about when you enter google.com, this message go to DNS. In DNS map, it's searching for the equivalent IP address of DNS, take this IP address and give it to machine. Then machine searching for that IP address and displaying that page to you. This is the background process. We assume that when you type www.google.com, it is automatically displayed. No. When you type high-level address, that is first go to DNS. DNS contains a database. That database contains whatever the high-level domain names you are giving and that respective mapped IP addresses. When you type www.google.com, it takes the equivalent IP address and give it to machine. Then machine connected to internet and searching in that server, in that www World Wide Web, what is the mapped IP address, bring that one and show it to www.google.com. Do you understand this concept? Yeah, please. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Now, in this way, we can show it. So when you use NS lookup statement, do not bother about your IP address. You simply type facebook.com. It is automatically showing the IP address. Right? It's automatically showing IP address, the equivalent IP address. It is coming from DNS server only. So when you want to, we can do reverse lookup also. Reverse lookup, I can mention this one. It can show what is it one. Address and reverse lookup. That is, we can say that option R is possible. I don't know whether it is available or not. No, it is not available. Can't find address, right? Where is that? Where is that? We can look at this point here. So here I'm mentioning see user for checking DNS record entries. Are you able to see this one? This point? What is this point, man? This one. Are you able to see this point? User for checking DNS record entries. See this point, DNS record entries.
Yes, sir.
So the main use of NS lookup is for troubleshooting DNS related problems. NS lookup can be used interactive, non-interactive. Interact means it is have a specific application. NS lookup prompt is there. You can look into that also. Using NS lookup to illustrate use of NS lookup, we are going to use it. Find the IP address of host, domain name of IP address, mail servers of domain. These are the most common scenarios. So you can do with reverse lookup IP address also. That means if you are giving IP address, it will show that what we called the high level domain name. We can do all those things. So if you need more help on NS lookup, it's already 2:39. I'm not giving for practice session. Most time you need to spend practice only, not for explanations. You can go with the help. Okay. So it contains some type help. All these are different types of available things are here. Suppose we can mention NS lookup route, what will happen, test it. And NS lookup, you can type some list of commands, you can type it. But by default, the main intention of NS lookup is verifying the DNS name entries. And next point is netstat. So it gives network statistics, that is what are the open ports, what are the closed ports available in our system. If I type netstat here, see here, it shows all the, so what protocol we are using, that is called transmission control protocol. What is that address? What is that foreign address? And what is state? Whether state is disconnected or established or inactive or active or close active, all those things. See here, HTTPS established. Different combinations are there. Whatever the process we are connected to through internet, whatever the services we are utilizing, it shows all the services and what type of protocol we are using for that service purpose. Transmission control protocol, what is different types of addresses, and what are the connections state. It shows everything. So this connection is HTTPS. And all these things are IPv6. These are the different states. And if you want netstat help, you can find many other possible options also there. You can take a look of it. Despite the port numbers never confirmed. So if you want netstat in N format, it controls all in the format, numerical formats. So try to open netstat, and you can get help like this way also. So you can try to address different. You can read all these individual options. What is option A? What is option B? And display all connections and listening ports. Listening port means which are ready to accepting a connection. From it is mainly used in for client server applications. Netstat. What are listening ports here? Listening. These are the listening ports. Through this we can access 8080, 9091. I will explain when we start socket programming what is listening, what is. So when client and server, I can say that this point basically listening means when client sends a packet to the server, if server is busy at that point, client is listening mode only, listening. When server is ready with taking option, then it sends back an acknowledgement. Then this listening is stopped and connection is established or connection is reset. You understand this? Client and server. So client sends a message whether server is busy or ideal. So when I send a message through this one of the address from your device, so this time it is listening, or reverse process also possible. Server sends a question and expecting the answer. Up to getting answer, this is in listening state. For example, I'm asking question, what is IP address? This is my question. After question, I need to give some gap because I'm expecting answers at the time. Whatever the answers we are sending to me, I am listening that one. So once you got the answer, again, I'm starting second question like this way. So read these points. First thing, take a note of all these comments. These are the different types of options available in netstat. So if we start with, we try with one more option. Where is that option? That, for example, option fully qualified. Yeah. This one. The F switch will force the netstat command to display the fully qualified domain name. What are those things? See here. This is the address related to Zoom. We are connected to Zoom now. This is called MVO Cloud. This is one type, Microsoft University Cloud. So fully qualified names. So all these things are fully qualified names. This is local connection because it mentioned desktop address. In this way, we can use the main purpose of NS lookup is our netstat is. See here, you can read this point. Use it for displaying information about TCP and UDP connections. But now I'm connected to TCP. That's why displaying all TCP connections. When we are connected to some UDP connections, it's displaying what type of connection we are establishing, what is the port number and everything. Something about protocol specific network statistics. You try to address all those things. If you have any doubts, you can look into Google, open book system only. And by next week, write an observation about all these commands and all these explanations. What is IPv6? What is IP6 here? If you mention protocol here, protocol, for example, I can mention netstat HTTP. Protocol name is HTTP. What will display? Or for example, if I mention TCP, how it acts? Or if I mention UDP, how it acts? Try different possibilities, whatever things we have. Or otherwise, I can mention option P, HTTP. So shows connections for the protocol. Maybe any of TCP, UDP, IP6. But I'm trying this one, but I don't know how we are not getting. I can mention TCP here. See here, TCP, active connections of TCP. If I need UDP connections, how it acts? No active connections, UDP. For example, I need HTTP. No, not available. So for example, I want TCP v6. TCP version 6, whether it is available or not. Yes, of course. All these version 6 are TCP supported by IPv6 addresses. In this way, we can categorize many combinations. Yeah, you can ask any doubts now. So I request all the students take a look of anyways I am sending.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Vishnu.
Sir, I am not able to execute that command, sir. You know what the problem is?
Which command?
These commands, sir. What the ping, IP, don't know, sir. What the problem? Shall I share the screen?
Yeah, please share it. So I request all the students open our command prompts and try to address all these commands. 1 minute, I am sending all these commands. First, go with ping, ipconfig, and netstat, ARP, DNS, getMAC, hostname, and what commands we discussed. NSLOOKUP. Not only restricted, it is your wish. You can open networking commands in Windows, try to read all these points, take a look of it and write your own observation. Next time I will verify you by next week. Yeah, Vishnu, you can share your screen.
Sir, you did permission.
Right. 1 point you can share it in the sharing options. All participants. Yeah, you can start.
Yes, sir.
Small letters, all small letters only.
One.
All commands are case sensitive, all are in small letters only. Ping www.google.com. Now you'll get it. It is very simple command. You can get it, no problem. Ping is not an international command. Okay, do one thing. Close it. Close command prompt.
Yes,
And
close.
type CMD. Run as administrator. You can click on run as administrator. Now try it.
Yes, sir.
Right. Maybe you do not have a privilege to access that one. You can try it. So those who are not getting, you can run as administrators. You can take a look of it.
Shall I stop, sir?
Yeah, sure. So I request all the students, still we have a 1 hour of time. Try to execute all the commands, execute it and write your observation in a paper, in a page. End of the day, you need to understand why and what. We are already settled. We don't have any problem. As an instructor, I can give a path in which way you need to go for a better future. We don't know where you settled. Maybe you settle as software engineer. Maybe you forcefully move to cybersecurity, depend upon the requirement of the company. So learn everything. Networks are very interesting. Try to put some time on that one. Collect all those details. And even though I too don't know some of the points here, you can learn it and you can discuss with me. I will also learn with you. Right. Thank you very much. And solid 250 and spend this next 1 hour time productively and write your observations, execute the command and write the output and explain output each and every, what is default gateway, what is DNS, what is ARP, explain each and everything individually. If you required, open YouTube videos also. If you required, open Google also, or you can go with this Stack Overflow, anything, but understand it, analyze it and write it. But next lab, I will ask you Viva questions. Get ready for that one. This is the time. Don't miss your fundamental concepts. Thank you.